So as it stands today, we are fresh off the heels of the release of the Chaos Cubed update, but it looks like everybody, including Mojang, is already ready to move on, with Mojang confirming better boats, better projectiles, a little bit of stuff on the Locator bar, and even animations that might get even more juicy very soon. How you doing, besties? It's me, Waddles. I hope you're doing very well today. Over the past few days, from various different sources, fresh off the heels of Chaos Cubed, we have learned even more about what Mojang is cooking up right next. Hunker down, smash that like button, and let's check this out. First up here, we've got the boat. In recent years, this thing is relatively pretty much seamless. Compared to how touchy and glitchy boats were of old, or even the boat in, say, the 1.13 update Aquatic, the modern version of the boat is so good. I could sail it around, I could smash into spike bergs, it doesn't matter, the boat doesn't break. On the average day for the average player, pretty much the only annoying boat occurrence that you might end up facing pretty much daily has to do with when you get out of the boat and then unfortunately you land up on top of it, with sometimes your movement becoming a little bit less than ideal. Bam! Slide into the bug tracker. So I was first made aware of this from the Mojira Discord server. This is a really nice Discord server where you can not only interact with the developers and the community in general, but you can actually take a look at bugs that the developers are marking as fixed, unfixed, and whatever inside of the bug tracker and basically almost get real-time bug updates. Now, pretty much immediately after the Chaos Cubed update release, the developers hit the ground running with whatever is coming next. Small update, popular update, it's not too clear. Version 26.2 release candidate released, and then right after Chaos Cubed released, we have like 34 bug fixes. Now, it's not actually unprecedented for them to immediately begin fixing bugs right after an update is released, but 34? I mean, that's pretty massive, man. This signals that internally, the developers have already long since moved on to the popular update and are hard at work polishing the game up even more for the orange trees to come to the game. And that brings us to boats. Boats, baby. They seem to be one of the big areas that Mojang is locking into during this current era of bug fixing, if you will. For example, boats being launched by slime blocks is a little bit inconsistent. For example, boats carrying players can sometimes stop abruptly when sliding on the ice. That's weird. Now, a great deal of these bug fixes are going to have to do with, like that right there. It abruptly stops when it definitely should slide. Many of these bug fixes are having to do with sticky piston boat launchers. Now, usually how Mojang will do it, they'll focus on an area in the game and try and polish it up. Oftentimes, that area inside of the game that the developers have picked to bug fix will relate to something inside of the update. We know that the next update has a brand new surface biome, the Poplar Forest. Perhaps the developers are fixing up the boat so you can explore a little bit easier. But the rod of all time? Why they're fixing this thing up, I have no clue. Fishing is such an ancient system, so dated. If you use the fishing rod, you could actually link up to items and pull them over to you. But oftentimes, when pulling the item to you, it'll move a little bit glitchily, or it just won't move at all for some strange reason. Problematic at best. On the bug tracker, currently sitting there fixed, are multiple different bug fixes, including this one from 2017, which takes us back to 1.11. Items reeled in with fishing rods, they don't move very smoothly, but appear to teleport. Now, you know how a bug can be, it doesn't always show up. I've been trying for so long to get this bug to happen with, like, teleporting items inside of the game. I can't really get it to happen, but, I mean, you could imagine it, right? Like, I'm pulling the item, and then it just teleports closer. This is definitely a visual glitch, and if I had to take any guesses here, with vibrant visuals still on the menu, maybe visual glitches, Vulcan, the switch over, the developers are focusing on polishing it all up and squashing some pretty old bugs. A weird random one here, please, baby. Maybe let this hint at some kind of gigantic poplar tree. Single dark oak and pale oak saplings, they accept bone meal, even though it shouldn't. It doesn't do anything. This is so easy to check out. You place a single sapling down, this will never grow into a tree, but it takes bone meal all day long. Now, there is a case for maybe that should actually be a thing, but whatever. I guess the developers don't agree, and they're going to change that soon. The idea of a giant poplar tree, like 2x2, maybe it has all of the colors. Please, Mojang, we need more giant trees to come to the game. That would be so cool. Another pretty ancient bug that has been in the game since 1.8, entities losing their name when they are placed down or broken. Now, we know that Mojang has been dumping a lot of development into entities as of late, making most of them data-driven. But even with the data driving of everything, some things are still a little glitched. For example, paintings. Let's say I had a painting that I had a custom name on. I go ahead and place that painting down on the wall, then change my mind, pick it back up. Well, that custom name is now completely erased. Also, did you know that if you have a named painting, you place it down in your world, you walk up close, you can get a name tag to pop up. That's kind of interesting. Maybe use that in your next art museum build. Now, the painting isn't the only entity. Over the past few years, they have fixed a lot of glitched entities, but these ones currently listed right here are the entities that still lose their name. Now, speaking of ancient bugs, bug 4, the fourth bug on Mojira 2012, before Halloween, item drops sometimes appear at the wrong location. It's going away. This is crazy. MC4, you never see a bug so low of a number nowadays. Yet another visual glitch that Mojang is smoothing out here. This visual glitch has to do with entities, specifically item entities that end up near the edge of a block. Sometimes if you built like a super efficient farm, like an Enderman one, you've seen it where the items look like they're falling off the ledge, but then they snap back up and then they keep falling off of the ledge. Here's a little video of what's going on here where the items are just dropping and falling around. Maybe that little bouncing one could be fixed soon too. But yeah, the items just falling even though they're not actually. That will be gone soon. No lie, I cannot believe it. The fourth bug. This is a bug that has been in the game the entire time I have been playing Minecraft. That's like wild. It feels like forever that this thing has been a thing, but not much longer. Ooh, projectiles. Whether they come from a good old-fashioned bow and arrow or something a little bit new-gen, like a crossbow, or they're even coming at you from other things in the game, a bad guy, projectiles are a pretty big thing, but actually, they have quite a bit of issues. They tend to be a little bit glitchy, depending on where they land. They could glitch and move around when they shouldn't. Sometimes they could even desync from an item that you are shooting, and that's causing all of your shots to miss. That definitely should have landed. It's just the desync glitch. Yeah, man, projectiles could sometimes make you look like an absolute beginner, a fool who can't aim. But not for long. You might have to lock in and practice because projectiles, all types of different projectiles, are being fixed and cleaned up. For example, one relating to projectiles, moving entities, deflecting arrows. So let's say you're shooting at the edge of a bounding box or something, maybe a skeleton or whatever. You definitely should have landed the hit, but the arrow just bounced off. Well, that's because it hit the edge of the bounding box and it completely glitched. The idea of projectiles becoming a little bit more polished sometime very soon is quite beautiful. And then potions, Mojang's basement child of children. The potions are getting a little bit more snappier very soon as well. This mainly has to do with lingering potions. If I had a lingering potion and I threw it straight up in the air, it hit my head. Well, it hit my head and lingered around, but I did not get the lingering effect, even though it's literally hitting my head and breaking because of my head. The lingering, it just doesn't work. I would have to jump into it, and then there we go. We get a little bit of lingering on. I would say this is a sign of a potion update or something, but I've been saying that for so long, man. It feels like all hope is lost. Mojang is just never going to even give potions unique textures. I don't know, man. But the lingering potions, they should be lingering better soon. So that's a lot of bugs, and those are actually just a few. There are some other bugs involving the sulfur spike, some involving spawn chunks, and gosh, so many involving boats. Mojang's really cleaning these things up. Next up, to check out another thing that Mojang seems to very likely be cooking up and expanding inside of this next update, we slide over to the Bedrock Edition changelog for the Chaos Cube sulfur update of all time. Now, this changelog, obviously, is a big update, so it's a very, very big changelog. After you get past the initial stuff and we start getting into the bug fix, documentation, and minor changes, it's very easy to skim over a change here that is pretty big and just completely miss it. Locator, though. It's a word that comes up approximately 13 times, no more, no less, on the changelog. The locator bar toggle has been completely changed all over the place inside of this update. For example, when creating a world, the locator bar toggle in the multiplayer tab has been replaced with something renamed to player waypoints. And right now, oh man, well right now, it's so sus to me how they have named the options for this setting. So on the menu right here, we have an option of off, which is just like don't have anything, and everyone. That's so weird. If we have a locator bar toggle for player waypoints, why would we not just have off and on? Instead, we have specifically off and everyone. Guys, over on Java side with the implementation of this new friend system and everything in the update, random renaming of the locator bar to player waypoints and then everyone and off, Mojang has to be cooking up friends or party or something. Like, imagine jumping onto a larger SMP and you only care about, of course, being able to see your friends and where they are. You don't need to see Joseph's mother popping up on the locator bar that caused a whole drama last time. So, Mojang going ahead and changing the locator bar to a brand new game rule as well called player waypoints instead of locator bar with, again, everyone and off. It's so sus, man. They're definitely building this thing out even more. At the very least, I suspect a friends option will come very soon. At the very most, we'll have other things pop up on the bar. Like, imagine the wandering trader spawning into your world and it pops up on the locator bar. You see this guy's little face. So, like, hey, there's a trader in town. Obviously, man, the big one, pets. We need to be able to put pets on the locator bar. And then even something like a lodestone. When you have a lodestone mark, there should definitely be a way to get it to pop up in the locator bar as well. The bar needs more single-player functionality to make it actually really cool. It pains me that it's been a year now since this thing was dropped into the game, and they still ignore all single-player functionality for the bar. Last things last today, the creators. This one was revealed by Smokey Stack. I'm not too sure where it was initially found, though. Time and time again, we talk about the creator functionality for Bedrock Edition. It will be rolled out. Say, for example, over a year ago now, the creator functionality for flyable, controllable mobs was rolled out, and then a month or two later, the Happy Gas is added to the game. What the developers are setting up for creators heavily relates to what they are working on for future updates. Now, with the release of this brand new update, Chaos Cubed, the developers have turned their eyes towards the future. They're letting add-on creators know what they can expect to be able to customize in the future. Looking ahead, here's what's next. Block entities, so, better entities in general. They've been working on that. Over Java side, that definitely checks out with them trying to make entities preserve their names and get even more consistent. Additions to dimensions. Dimensions have been a gigantic focus of the Bedrock Edition team, adding more support to it. Also, quite suspiciously, they've been a focus of the Java Edition team as well. It's on. Audio improvements, including improvements to sound instancing, so better sounds all over the world. And animation improvements. Oh my god. Look, man, animation improvements, that's such an accurate to guess update to come to the game sometime soon. After all, throwback to the Tiny Takeover update, in the pro mode, there was like different animations shown off for some of the mobs, like idle animations and behaviors that never made it into the game. Don't know what happened to them. And I mean, think about it. Mojang just went ahead and made mobs like more interesting recently with baby variants for everything. The idea of making every mob have a little bit more personality in Minecraft, like idle animations and maybe things that they'll do. I mean, I don't know what sounds more likely to be a drop than anything else. That's so obvious, man. Also, mind you that actions and stuff and better animations on Java Edition are some of the most popular resource packs ever. Now, Mojang confirms that, yeah, man, I think it's pretty safe to say that sometime in the future, we'll be getting an animation overhaul coming to, well, presumably every mob in vanilla Minecraft. Anyway, man, for the future, that's what we've got today. Stay tuned, smash subscribe, Snapshot should hopefully begin very soon. Previews are always ongoing, of course, so even more updates come into the game every week here. And I love to be that guy to talk about the updates, share them all with you. Until next time, check out the links in the description, video on the end card. Adios, muchachos.